Hello, students. My goodness, look at that huge hole. Then there's a shovel or a spade right next to it. Well, guess what? That is the Great Hole of Kimberley, and this is your episode of STEM. Kimberley was dug like that because people were mining for diamonds. This episode is brought here and is starring your indomitable investigator, Gomez, ta-da! And there goes that shovel, or we might call it a spade. Oh my goodness, it is amazing. Okay, let us see. You have stepped into my office and we have this revolving suitcase. And out from the suitcase pops our first case. And it is, oh, look at the scroll. You have to look at it really carefully. Oh, it says the mysterious case for renewable materials. Well, my question would be, what does renewable and non-renewable have to do with materials? Here behind you see the cotton fields. All right, so clue number one is, and you see this, what does renewable and non-renewable want? We have somebody who is smelling the air. And new renewable natural materials are constantly being regenerated like the air, making them nearly unlimited. Like all natural resources, some resources are sources of energy, while others are useful raw materials. Okay, so we have sources of energy here. Sources of energy, as you can see, are solar, wind and hydroelectricity, energy from flowing water. And renewable sources of energy used are to generate electricity. Shining light energy from sun, blowing wind and flowing water are all constant natural processes because they recur regularly. Solar, wind and hydroelectricity energy are renewable resources. There you see the sun, which is renewing those solar panels, the wind, which is driving those turbines, and the water that is driving the water turbines. Clue number 3 is useful materials. Plants are used to make many important materials like food, clothing, and building materials. Food, fabrics, and lumber all come from crops that can be regrown after harvesting. This makes them renewable natural resources, like the cotton that makes this cotton shirt, and the pumpkins that make pumpkin pie, and timber logs, should I say, that makes lumber or timber. Renewable natural materials is clue number 4. Some renewable natural resources are necessary for life on Earth. The oxygen you breathe, the water you drink, and the sunlight that helps your food grow are a few of the renewable natural resources that support life. You can see air, you can see the plants that we eat, and water that we drink. Clue number 5 tells us that renewable natural resources regenerate slowly or never regenerate. Non-renewable natural resources can run out if they are used too quickly. Two major types of non-renewable natural resources are metals and fossil fuels. Both are mined or excavated from the ground and take millions of years to replenish. You can see here an open cast mining. From that open cast mine, which is up here, you can see iron ore which is taken out. From the iron ore, they make this barbecue. Clue number 6 shows us fuel sources like coal, oil, and natural gas, which are often burned to make heat or electricity. Natural gas burners on the stove, gasoline, and you see the gas pump, and oil, which you see from the oil well, are sources of tremendous energy. Humans burn them to create heat, electrical, and kinetic energy, but it takes millions of years on Earth to replenish them. So get your family together and let's see who knows the most answers. Pause the video if you need to, and then get them together or otherwise play this by yourself. Here comes clue number 1. Clue number 1 says cork comes from trees whose bark is stripped. The trees can survive and eventually make more bark. Is cork a renewable resource? Why? Your choices are cork is not renewable because it has to be processed by humans, or cork is not renewable because it takes too long for the bark to grow back, or cork is renewable because it occurs naturally. Cork is renewable. It is constantly grown back after it has been harvested. All right, you have a timer that is going to count down, and you have to choose an answer. Here goes. All right, and your answer is cork is renewable as it is constantly growing back after it has been harvested, because it is found in nature. But because cork trees will either grow back or can be replanted after cork has been harvested, many resources that are found in nature are non-renewable. For example, coal is found in nature, but once it's gone, it cannot be replaced. Okay, so question number 2 asks, select the picture that shows a renewable natural resource. Are you ready? The timer is going to count down. Aha, and your answer was hydroelectricity. The hydroelectric dam is the only renewable natural resource used to generate electricity. The burlap sack and the paper are renewable resources, but they are not used to generate electricity. Coal is not renewable because it takes millions of years to form. All right, question number 3. Select all of the following that are non-renewable resources. Ready for your countdown? You have your choice of metal ore, oil, timber, or metals. Here goes. That's correct. Okay, so metals, minerals, and fuels like oil are all non-renewable resources. Trees can be regrown to renew the supply of timber, so they are renewable resources. Going on to question number 4. What is the definition of a non-renewable resource? Your choices are A resource that can only be a useful material and never an energy resource, or B, a resource that is slowly or never regenerated by nature so it can run out if used too quickly, or C, a resource that can only be an energy source and never a useful material, or D, a resource that is constantly regenerated by nature, making it nearly unlimited. Choose. Here goes your timer. And your answer is a resource that is slowly or never regenerated by nature, so it can run out if used too quickly. All right, question number 5. Select the following materials that are renewable resources. Your choices are cloth, plastic, oil, a video game controller, or a crop. Let us see. Take your choices. And your answers are cloth and crops. Cloth and crops are materials that are renewable natural resources. However, your video game controller is not. It may give you more lives, but that's not a real renewable resource. However, plastic is not a natural resource, and oil takes millions of years to form. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. If your pen played with you, they are winners. Of course, you're a winner too. Our case is now closed. Goodbye, case. All right. If you enjoyed that mystery and you learned something from it, then please get yourself a piece of paper, write renewable and non-renewable at the top, and write down 5 renewable resources and 5 non-renewables. And please send them to me on Canvas or over Teams. Thank you. Bye-bye till next time.